Hey guys, I'm Naley Gonzalez and welcome back to my channel, where I share tips and advice on writing, my own writing process and journey, and my occasional opinion on stuff going on in the writing world. If the title isn't a dead giveaway, we're covering foreshadowing. It's a great literary device used in writing to give subtle clues about something that will happen later on in the story. So in other words, it's to build anticipation and tension for what's to come. It isn't always easy to include foreshadowing in your writing. It can require a lot of planning and a load of thinking in advance, but the end result is always worth the extra effort. Foreshadowing ties together plot details and keeps your reader guessing throughout your book. Because it can be difficult to utilize such a writing technique, here are 5 tips to make you a boss of foreshadowing. First, plan. Plotters, this will come easy for you. To properly include foreshadowing in your story, it's best to know what you're foreshadowing for. It works the same way as creating an outline for your novel. Outlining assists in strengthening phases in your writing, such as character arcs. But it also helps with the direction of your plot. Outlining will also aid you with the little details, like foreshadowing. Though I believe this is the most reasonable method, there are still writers who choose and prefer not to plan, allowing their stories to reveal themselves as they write it. But don't worry, pantsers, I got you. If you're a pantser, keep a notebook close by and take note of important scenes with the potential to foreshadow early in your story as you write your draft. This way you don't have to follow an outline and write as freely as you want, but you'll be able to keep track of your scenes and still apply foreshadowing where you deem appropriate, kind of like outlining as you go, regardless of your writing preference, that occur early in your story, so you're not randomly throwing out hints that your reader could miss or not make sense of. Second, decide what you'll foreshadow. Not everything needs to be foreshadowed. You want to leave an element of surprise. What you choose to foreshadow can't be overshared. Dropping too many hints about your big plot twist could ruin the suspense and won't surprise your reader by the time they get to the big reveal. To avoid info dumping on what you'll foreshadow, only foreshadow the events leading up to the climax, but not the climax itself. Lay the foundation that'll be key to the climax of the story. This can be characters, setting, relationships, or whatever. But you don't want your reader to guess or know what the big reveal is early on in your story. This can be difficult because as writers, we want to make sure the readers pick up the clues. But it's important to maintain balance when foreshadowing in your work. If not, your reader will work out the big bang of your surprise, find your book predictable, and worse, stop reading. That poor book. Third, decide where to hide it. Just a bit. Okay, so you figured out what you're going to foreshadow. Now decide where in your story your hint or hints will go. This is where your outline comes in. Think about the big picture. Where in your story will this detail be ideal? Some might feel the beginning is the right place, but keep in mind your reader is still getting to know your characters, the setting, and plot. As the saying goes, do what you want. There's no right or wrong answer, but for the sake of your audience and your novel's pacing, don't throw your foreshadowing hints in while your reader is still establishing who's who and what's what. It could get lost in the other details. Once you've zoned in on the right chapter or scene, zone in on a specific paragraph. Foreshadowing works in the best place that isn't entirely hidden, but isn't painfully obvious either. If the hint is placed in the middle of a paragraph, it could go unnoticed by your reader. Consider placing it at the start of a paragraph, specifically the first sentence. It's more likely to catch your reader's eye as a new thought rather than wrapping up an old one. Fourth, do your big reveal. As your story progresses, your foreshadowing will have to come full circle. By then, you don't have to worry about being discreet, because it's time to reveal your big twist. You can be as direct as you want about it. In fact, if you want to make sure your reader makes the connection, you can even have one of your characters bring it up. Remember when Little Red Riding Hood was told not to stop in the woods, to go straight to Granny's house, not to talk to strangers, and to watch out for the wolf? Then, depending on the version, she stops in the woods to pick some flowers and is approached by the wolf. Fifth, double check with all of your readers. As writers, we struggle to be objective with our work. It's a curse, really. It's difficult to know if our pacing is good, our humor is funny, and if we foreshadowed properly. The best and only way to find out if you did this right is to ask your readers. Check with your beta readers, critique partners, editors, and anyone else who reads your book to know if your foreshadowing is effective. The earlier you can correct any uncertainty in your foreshadowing, the better. Taking your time to properly incorporate foreshadowing will not only benefit your work, but your reader. This literary technique adds depth and perspective that readers can appreciate and enjoy. Tell me down in the comments if you use foreshadowing in any of your novels or plan to. Give this video a thumbs up so I know you found it useful. If you want to connect with me and learn more about my novel, head to my website, naleygonzalez.com. Subscribe to my channel for more writing tips and advice. Click that bell to turn on your notifications, and follow me on social media. As always, thanks for watching. Until next time.